Hello, this is Liz with Crafty Devotion, and I'm going to show you how I made this gorgeous dress. And this is a tutorial for this dress. I have a limited quantity of these kits that I am creating. And let me show you the back. Here you go. Now, I have limited quantity on these, mostly because I only have a limited quantity on this portion here and here. So if there is a large demand for this portion is the part that will change the most. Okay, whenever I start with the bodice, this is the first step that I usually show you how to do. And you, from the shoulder down, we mark about 1.5 inches. This is pretty standard on all of my my dresses. And this is just a guideline so that you can actually see where to place the some of the garments. It's just a good guideline for you. Okay, so I placed this gorgeous piece on the bottom, and I actually, part of the design was that I love this this lace, and I wanted the bottoms to come out, to peek out from the bottom. And I actually carry this lace in my shop. I recently found quite a bit of it. It's like a very soft lace. It's more like a piece of fabric. That's more like what it is. And what I'm going to have you do is, because what I discovered is that it's a little long, we are going to cut off this section here. Okay, and all I did, because I don't like anything to get too bulky, is I actually am going to cut it from here all the way, the entire flower. So this is what I mean. So I'm going to cut it here. So I provide you this, and it has it should have 4 of these. Okay. So do that to all 4. Okay, I removed all 4, and this is the piece that was left. Just so you can see that helps you to determine. I just pretty much cut the flower. Oops, I cut the flower all the way down to the flower. And you can set those aside. Okay, I just was measuring, and I think that maybe we should cut this part off too. Let's see, let's cut this off also. And okay. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it in half, or actually, let me see if I can make it so you could see it. I'm going to just take this and fold it here and here like this, and then just scrunch it up, and we're going to glue it right there. Now, what I do is I actually do a lot of gluing. You can go and just sew this. You give it some stitches if you wish. And the reason I glue is because there's a lot of people who don't sew. And so I want to show you how to do it without sewing, but you definitely can sew. So I'm going to fold this in, and then just gather it up and put some glue. Now, it doesn't, the glue doesn't burn me because it's thick right there. So there you go. I'm going to do the same thing with this portion here on the back. So this is the same thing, it's just meeting. So you can do the same exact thing, just gather it together. And we're going to glue it right there. So you have 2 on each side. And you're gluing it below the red line. Okay, so see how cute that looks? Looks cute already. And if you wish, back here you can actually glue this together. You could have probably did it before also, but I'm going to glue mine, I think. I'm just sealing, kind of gluing this on top of each other, just so it closes. It doesn't need to close, but I decided I want it to. Okay, so now that is attached. Now I also have, the next thing I have is this, and this is actually, we're going to also put this on, because I want, this dress I made and I want it to be quite full, and we're going to actually put this on down here, under here. So let me go back here. If you lift up the dress, you'll see that there's a little space there, and I gave you something that looks like this. I don't even know how long this is, but we're going to fold it in 4s. Fold it in 4 and then cut it. Have 4 pieces. And then I'm just going to take about the center, twist it, and we're going to attach it right here. Okay. Now you can do this part at the end after you're done with your dress, because it is actually what's going to make your dress a little fuller. And if you want to test the fullness before, you know, you could put this on at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on, put one side on right now, and then I'm also going to show you how to put it on after. So I like to show you both. Okay, so there we go. I have 2 on, and you can already see that this is a gorgeous way to make a cute little dress. Before I go on, we need to do the shoulders. And I gave you a little piece that looks like this. This is a lot of the laces I'm using here are actually tea-dyed, and this one is actually a very white lace that I tea-dyed. So this is tea-dyed, and this is going to be the sleeves and part of the dress here. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to trim right here a little. To see, I just folded it in half because when they meet, I don't want too much bulk there. I want there to be, so this is going to go here, and the other one will go on the other side, and that will just be the top of the dress. You see that? So what I did was right here, the bottom here, this little corner, I'm just cutting that off so that when they meet, they don't have to overlap. And you could trim more off if you want. This is going to get covered again, so don't worry about it. But I am going to go along the edge of here. Now you always want to make sure that you do not put anything here. I'm going to show you the original one. It actually has a hanger that removes, and this can actually be, we actually put it in at the end, so you got to make room. And at this point you can actually glue it down, but I haven't. And this is, I never showed you the back, did I? There's the back of it. Cute. Okay, so let's work on that. I like to, I don't know why you, so I'm going to do the shoulder first. I'll put a little glue on the shoulder. I'm following the line here, so this line here, I'm just following it with the, so be careful not to seal up your bodice. Now, there we go. See? Now on over here, we can go ahead and I'm going to fold these down here, and it's going to cover the felt that's right there. You see the felt that's there? I'm actually just going, but be careful not to cover all the way up, okay? Remember we still need to put the hanger. So I'm going to fold this in. And then this one on top. If it comes off out a little bit off, it's not that big a deal. All of this is going to, you're going to get more things on top of here, as you can see. There's more things. This is just my base. Okay. Let me clean this edge up here. Let's just clean that up. You know how laces have those edges, those little things. Okay. All right. So, wow, it looks so cute already. And then you'll find another one like this. They'll be knotted together. And let's open that up. This one actually has extra. It can be trimmed afterwards also, so you may leave it long. So I cut this about 8.5 inches long. This is my piece that was left. And then you're going to cut strips of fabric. This is a tattered dress, and so you'll find a lot of things are tattered in this dress. And you want to make your strips about, the largest is 1/2 inch, but it can be from 1/4 to 1/2 inch, and you want to have at least 5. Okay, so this one is more closer to 1/4, then these are closer to 1/2 inches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have extra. And then you're going to tear them like that. This is cotton, so it will tear quite easily. Okay, after you tear all your pieces, you'll notice that there'll be a lot of strings on your fabric. You do want to remove the loose ones. You don't want to remove them all, but you know, all these that are really loose, you want to clean it up. You're going to be using these pieces of fabric here. Okay, now I want you to get your string, and I have pieces inside of there for you, and just choose one and make it about, I would say about 14 inches long. This is just because it's just something that you need to have, and if you make it kind of long, it just helps. This one's all curled, but that's okay. And then I want you to start with the fabric, and I want you to put 4 pieces of fabric on. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to lark's head them on. And what you do is you grab your fabric, you fold it kind of in half. Okay, and then you exit. And then this string goes right over that circle there, and see that, and then these tails are going to go through this hole, so that you're wrapping it over the other string. The first one's the hardest. And just put it on, and do not Do not tighten this too much because you want to be able to move them around. Okay, that's one end. Here's the other. I'm going to place 4 of them on there. Right here. And then you want space in between because you're going to be placing laces in between. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All we're going to do is make like a tassel. We're going to keep on attaching the different things that we have. So here is one, and this one's approximately almost 9 inches. So you cut everything to the about 8.5 or 9 inches long. And you just attach them. And I'm going to go in between each one and just attach them all the same. You should come up with about 4 of each when you cut them. And when you do this, you will need to put one more set on the other side, so when it attaches together, there will be one here. Okay, we're going to try out the light pink lace. Okay, and let's see. Now what I want to do is, oops, show you this close up. So far we've placed this string, and this lace. And do you know the order is up to you, really? I'm just going to group them together. Okay, now you can kind of see each set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to choose also any strings that you have here. I love these strings. They are pieces. I just liked the look that they gave the dress. And the rest here, there's not going to be any real uniformity except that you're just placing something, whatever else you have left here. And you should cut everything around 8.5, 9 inches that you have. This one looks kind of long, which is okay. So the last one is just whatever else you find. I will put extra things in there. Okay. Then I have this one. I have these, and I cut them. So now it has all these laces all. Now I'm going to push them all together into the center. Snug them all up together. Anything that looks a little bulky, you want to tighten it up a little. This one looked bulky. I tightened it up. Let me see. This one right here is a little bulky. I'm just going to pull it so it's a little tight. Usually the ones that are larger get bulky. Now, when you put this together, if it is too large, you can remove whatever you wish from it. Okay, you can see. Let me see how wide mine is right now, just so you can get an idea. This is about 2.5 foot. Yeah, just under 2.5 inches wide. And a bunch of tassels. And here's the dress we had put together. And this will be wrapping right on top. And usually I don't completely knot it until I'm completely ready. I usually test it first. And right now I'm just going to put it in a bow because we're going to test it and see. And it looks actually like it's pretty good. But I'm leaving it kind of loose. So you can see that effect of the other dress, the other undergarment sticking upward. And the dress looks like it has quite a hip. It's still kind of loose, so what I'm going to do is, it was about 2.5 inches, right? I'm going to try to, I'm going to snug everything up again, every single piece. Just make sure they're nice and tight. Because now, while I'm snugging them, I'm also pulling them towards each other. Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's anything that's too bulky. Making sure everything is tight, and then we're gonna push them all together again. Okay, I'm gonna measure that again to see if it actually went down at all. I don't know if it did. Very little, maybe 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. It actually a little bit under 2.5. Okay, and remember I was pulling the pinks back because I want the pink. I want this pink one to have pink, but I don't want the pink to be overpowering still, even though it has pink, more pink in it than the other. Okay, so now when you tie this around the waist, I'm going to put it close. Okay, when I do it just a nice snug, you can see. Let me see. You want it to be tight. You don't want it to be loose. If it's too loose, so when you tighten it, if you can stick your finger inside of it, that's too loose. You want it to be snug. Now that you put everything on and you got it all on there, just like that, you can start seeing how it's starting to look better. See that? How cute it looks. Okay, but again, I want the pinks to the back. That's me. If you want your pinks forward, you can put them forward. And now part of the, if you notice, part of the actual lace structure that's coming down, that's peeking through, is this that we placed here. This is part of the lace, and it's part of what gives it that structural look of beauty. So that's what I usually do now, is I come around and I look and I say, oh, what laces do I want to show? I bring them forward. And so maybe I'll put one of these pinks. And this one, I put it back. So I go around and I kind of, you know, decide which ones I want to show. Because right now there's no glue on this, so you can still move things around. If it's too plain in the back, you can pull some forward this way. But it looks beautiful. That's what I intended. And so you can see here on the bottom that some things are longer, some things are shorter. You decide if you like that look of the long and the short. I definitely think this one's too long. What do you think? I think I like it. I need to trim that one. I want this particular dress, I don't want them to be like all the same length. I purposely wanted them to be different lengths. Now if you have to trim something, normally like my other dresses, I would tell you to just go like this and then trim it, but I want this effect from this one. So if you're going to do that, you're going to have to, you need to go like this. That's it. So if you want this to be more even, you're going to have to flip it this way and then kind of trim them more evenly. I don't want them that even, but I'm just showing you. See? Now, don't want to go too short because it'll be too short. So the part of the length of this dress is also the undergarment that you're seeing here. And I did want this dress to be quite full, to look full. Okay, now the next thing is I don't like how square these are, so I'm going to go to these pink ones and I'm going to kind of show you right now. Cut them so that they're angled like that. Can you see the angle? And not just straight like this. And the way you do that is you fold it in half, and the part that's folded, you cut off the corner. Then when you open it up, and that's what I'll do to the ones that I think need it. This one too.